Alright, welcome back to another episode of City Skylines. If you notice, things might look quite different from our last episode, and that's actually because we're on a whole new map, and we're going to be starting a whole new city. The last city I had is actually no longer working. I thought I had a backup of it, of an older version that would work. It's way too old, and the Windows file, save whatever shadow copy thing wasn't working either, so... I decided, you know what, let's just do this. I mean, usually about every couple months, my city ends up dying, and I usually have to restore it. That's happened to that city many times for the YouTube channel here. But it finally hit its end, and the last city I was building on this map just died on me as well. So, yeah, I decided, you know what, let's just start over again on this map. Had a lot of fun on this map. I had an awesome looking city, and let's see if we can do something similar. I'm going to try not... I shouldn't be able to, but I'm going to try not to go off of what I was doing before too much, aside from what I know exactly was working, and go from there. So, yeah, it's just really frustrating, this game. I don't know if it's all the mods I have, but just for whatever reason, it's like a mod updates or something, and then just the city dies. The last city, or a couple cities ago, I actually hit the road limit, which killed the city, which was actually very surprising. But yeah, it's very sad because I'll spend 100 hours on a city, and then I'll go to load it up one day or save it and it crashes and it never loads again, and then I have to go back and restore it and try to remember what I did, or whatever, and then start over. So but I've gotten used to it. It's happened so many times now that it's like I just don't, meh, okay, we'll build a new one then. So I'm just trying to see. I'm gonna kind of build a road, but I kind of built it at a weird angle in the last city. As you can see, there's a point where it just starts curving. I'm gonna try to avoid that if I can, but it turned out pretty cool as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of build a road that's for the most part along the river side here. Is there a point that's not too bad? Wow, that's just bad. Okay. What angle? Man, you just do not like any of those angles. You want to come off of something like that, which will just dive us right into the river, which I don't want to do. Okay, well, I want to get a little bit of distance from the river anyways, just to make sure that we can build an interchange safely here. We need to redo this here. I did download this map from the Steam Workshop, but then I also changed a few things in the editor. And the editor is actually very limited on what you can do compared to what you can do in the game. Even with mods installed, allowing a lot of the extra stuff, it's actually quite crazy how limited it is. But yeah, so what I'm going to do for now, this is going to be basically our downtown. I'm going to let it curve a little bit, but once we build this interchange out, that curve is going to be gone. So what I'm saying is this will be like our downtown here. And then what I did in the last city is I put the industry over here, which I think I'll still do. I might move it to this side, though. I'm not sure yet. I know I never ran rail, which we'll do later on. We can move it to that side, and that would work out pretty well. I think it works pretty well over on this side. I think I built the main road too close to the map edge, and it just caused a huge amount of problems. So I don't think we're going to do that. So I don't know. We'll mess with that in a second because we'll need to be doing that. Oh yeah, I also did unlock all tiles while I was here. I didn't really cheat. I just wanted all the tiles, so that's usually what I do, is I'll do the unlimited money mod, unlock all the tiles, and go back in, turn off that mod, and then do it again. So, alright, so, what I want to do is I'm going to start building the setup a little bit off of the main freeway a little bit. And I think we're going to do 2s. Is that what I did there, or was that 3? Oh, that was 3, okay. Do I want to do that, or do I want to do some 2s? I kind of want to do some 2s, so let's try that again. Yeah, I want to do that. That looks better. And what I'm thinking is that maybe when we jump on this side of the freeway, we'll start doing like 1x1 squares a little bit. We might do them over here too, but I don't know. I think that's a better way to start anyways. Alright. And then we'll build that interchange once we get to the needs for it. Anyways, when we'll have a lot of people going over to the industry, so I'm assuming we're going to need it pretty quick. I just want to kind of avoid it for now. Now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do this a little bit different than I normally have done in the past. So I'm not going to do frontage roads on this one. This one down here, I'm not sure if I'm going to build off of the road yet. But I'm thinking I'm going to do frontage roads on that. I don't think we're going to have too many roads crossing the river. For the main part is that the AI is just dumb. Even with the enhanced traffic mod that I have installed, it's just plain dumb. I bet you if I build across here and create an interchange, let's say this road comes all the way across and I build an interchange over here, I bet you they'll all get off there and use that road and just overcrowd that and then make this freeway useless, even though it makes more sense to go around the freeway and make it easier on yourself. I don't get it. It annoys me every time, but oh well, there's nothing I can do about it. Alright, so I guess this would be a good time to go over some mods that I'm using. I'm using the rush hour mod, which may be a cause of some headaches that I've been having. I know it's a cause of a couple of them already, and that's just with like having to launch the game with offline mode and stuff, which is just annoying, but whatever. And it could be a few other things. And I'm also using the traffic mod, the presidential edition, which actually recently added the ability to do the lane markings like you could in Traffic Plus Plus, which is nice. So that's pretty cool. And then pretty much everything else is stuff I can't remember, like Road Anarchy and some of the other stuff too. So alright, so we're going to start building pretty big right up here off the bat. Right. Now, that last city I had about 125,000 people in it, and I had no buses in it. I had little to no traffic problems. So that's what I'm going to try and aim for in this city. Because that's the other thing that bugs me about this game, is there's just too many people that use buses. I'm building a city that I would base in America, and honestly, you know, that's just not the case. A lot of people prefer to drive, and if anything, take a train or something, but really just take a drive. Because, I mean, if it's going to take you, you know, an hour to get to work when you could only spend 30 minutes trying to get to work, you know, that's a whole nother, you know, that's a big difference right there, so. Alright, so we'll start by doing that, and then we need to get some water and stuff going, as well as some power. I don't want to spend too much money right up front, but we are going to need it, especially if we start putting in some industry over here. I'm going to wait a minute to do some industry just so I can make sure I can do... that one's definitely going to need an interchange right off the bat. There's just no doubt about that. So, and what I did in my previous city, I think I'm going to end up doing on this one, is I actually built a whole new freeway, or highway per se. It wasn't really a freeway. It was kind of a hybrid between a freeway and just a highway, because it did have an overpass at like an airport, I think, over here, and it had an overpass for that, but then there was like another road, which I think was this one, that came down, because I think it crossed in here and it came down, and that was just a regular intersection. So I think that's kind of what we'll go for. And it did eventually come around this entire area and then met up over here in the industry and actually had an interchange in this area. It actually looked pretty cool, but I'm gonna try not to follow it too much, because if I try to follow it, it's not gonna look good. It looks good when it's just something that you go out on a whim for and just try. So for now, that comes at a little bit of an angle. I want to give enough room for an interchange so it's not just bleeding off the edge of the map and causing all sorts of problems. So I feel like that's going to be too close. I really do. But I think I'm going to go for that. That's probably about where I had it before. I bet you we can knock it just a little bit more up. Like, maybe around in there. That'll probably work better. So I'm going to try and keep it a little bit more regular. It's just, I haven't done very much recently because I had some recorded. But when the city died and I never got it back, I figured what was the point of uploading it if I'm not going to be doing that city anymore. And I'm still not sure if I'm just going to be doing, if I'm going to start over with the numbering or if I'm just going to continue on. I kind of think I'm just going to continue on because that's kind of what I'm doing with the series. I'm just kind of marching on and just trying. So we'll see. Alright, so I think, oh look at, we have some good wind around here, so I think for now we'll just do that. And we're gonna have homes building in first, so I think it's best to give those guys power right off the bat. Okay, and we need to pump in some water and then get some sewage going as well. Do I want to start by doing this, or do I want to start by using this guy? How much is that per day? Per week? 480. And that guy is 200. That guy is 240. It may take a little bit more to get profitable if we use those, but I think we could start at least building those out. I think we can do that on this side. I'm trying to think of where we put the power, because I put the power. Is there a train lead coming out of here? No. I could have swore there was a train lead coming out of here. That's why I picked this side. But no, there's not. Okay, so yeah, we'll need to get the train set up as well, but we're not going to worry about that right now. What we are going to worry about is how we're going to get water and sewage out of here. And I think we're going to do that on this side. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And then we're actually going to use the dirt road. That means I have to run power lines all the way over here. Okay, let's hear that's flowing out. So what we can do for right now is, I just thought about this. So what we can do for right now is we'll pump water from there and we'll dump it out over here. We are going to have to run power lines and water pipes down over here, which is not going to be the best solution, but it'll be okay for now. Yeah, we may not need to, you know, we're going to do that, and then we're going to do two. It's not going to look pretty for the moment. I'm just going to do that for the moment. And, yep, instantly start building, which I figured was going to happen. Because everybody wants to move to this town that just brought it up out of nowhere that has really no reason for people to move into it. I mean, there's literally no commercial, there's no industry, there's just nothing out here. But, oh well. Take a drink of coffee there. It's gotten pretty cold. There we go. Now we got some businesses popping up. Yeah, we're going to be getting all these messages. So, there's a few things I want to do here shortly. The first is building this out as a complete interchange. I think, no, that one I think I left and it was fine, which it should be. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to build that one out, but this one I want to. So this one I'm going to build out as a full interchange, so we'll do it there. And then we'll go ahead and bring a ramp from there. The one I want to build off as a full interchange at the early stages is probably going to be this one. You can see there's already a lot of traffic, and we don't even have any industry down there yet, which is crazy, but okay. Let's see here. So we could probably break it off. Maybe about here. Don't do that. Don't do that to me. Let's see if this will clash right in. No, we'll be good. We'll be good. Okay, right about there. So we're gonna go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and did that down? That 2, oh, I know what it is. I bet you, yep. And then we'll drop that there, and we'll also do that there. So many keyboard commands. I love it. I'm definitely a big advocate of using the keyboard. Alright. So we're going to go down 12, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And we're going to go use the road anarchy, whatever I was going to say there. And then come back up. And then come right in and merge into there. That looks pretty good, pretty good. Not that great, but not bad either, so. We'll do that, and you'll see why I do that here in a second, because we're going to do this. Make those a bridge. Probably don't need to make it that long. In fact, we could probably get away with making that just that. That one I'll leave. Alright. So that at least we can get that done. Now, I think we're also going to build a little town maybe over here, maybe by the water a little bit. No, that's a pretty good little hill. I want to avoid that for now. Maybe over here. Yeah, we could probably do that. I remember this being a pretty busy interchange. So that may become that as well. Should we go for building this? Should we? I think we should. I think we should almost build 2 out right at the start. Just because of how this area is. Whoopsies. Just trying to decide if I should delete one more. But I think we're only going down 6, so I think we'll be fine. So 2, 4, 6. You know what? I see what I was thinking there. So 2, 4, 6, and then we need to do that at least to there. Is that too steep? No, that's good. That's good. We probably could have got away with a little bit steeper on the other side, but oh well. That's okay. All right. So then this needs to come up 6. So yeah, that's actually pretty good. Probably about there. So probably about there, and then this one I'm probably gonna bring back to about there. Okay, and then 2, 4, 6. Alright. I don't know about that. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, that looks alright. That looks alright. And 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. Alright. And boom. And boom. Alright, so that should give us a total clearance of 12, which is perfect. I've been watching a lot of those videos on Project High Rise, and that looks like a pretty good video game. See once I get my hands on it if it actually is, but from what I've been seeing so far, it looks pretty good. I'm pretty excited for it. It's kind of like a Sim Tower-esque type game, but we'll see, we'll see. Alright. And comes about us. Might be a little too far, but we'll be fine. But I think it comes out on the 7th, which is pretty good. Pretty cool. So I'm just concentrating trying to make these look decent as I can anyways. You know what I'm thinking is we have up until there, so what we can do is let's see how this looks. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks really good. That looks a lot better. So let's do that. Let's do that instead. Alright, and I'll do the same for this side. I mean, we have the space. Might as well make it nice and flow nice. We got a bunch of trucks anyways. Make it easy on them. I mean, all sorts of stuff. Might as well, right? And then we can use the tool later on to flatten and whatnot. And then we can actually... might as well do this as well. Alright. Alright. So looks good. I almost think I mean, this area requires it, so I'm thinking that right at the bat, we do this because this area is just going to require it, and then I'm going to at least do that. At least do that. Alright. It's going to cost us a little bit more every month, but we don't have much choice. Now, the next question is, do we want a lot of connections off of this road or few? I think few. Few would be good. I'm wondering if every connection this way should be a 4-lane road. That's just another stoplight right there. We can try and push as much traffic to the stoplight as possible, but then that's going to create a lot of turning traffic. I'm not sure. Or we could try and create mini connections and try and distribute it, but that has its problems as well because, again, the AI is dumb. So, I'm not too sure what I want to do here. What I think I'll do is I will do this, and then we'll actually upgrade that road to be 2 lanes. Should work. Wow, I somehow got that correct. Alright. Yeah, 4 lanes. Now, we'll probably do 4 lanes, like 2 up. On both of these. Like so, just trying to get the maximum throughput I can, just because I already know what to expect in this industrial area, and it's usually not very pretty. So we'll start off, I think, by doing that. That's gonna kill our infrastructure pretty quick, which is not, which is also something that industry loves to do as well. They just kill every resource that you have. Power, road capacity, electricity, sewage, fire services. I mean, everything. It just, that's why I love to try and build as much offices as I can, because industry kind of just sucks. I can usually tax them a little bit more, but I usually end up spending a little bit more trying to keep up with what they're doing to me as well. So right now we're not turning a profit, so we're gonna need to be careful there. Do we want to run a water line like this? I think we can. It's gonna cost a little bit, but oh well. Just make it easier in the long run for us. So that's what we're going to do. Oh man, it really widens out there, doesn't it? That's crazy. Alright. Gotta be getting close, right? You gotta be getting close? Yeah, we're getting close. Okay. I figured we were. Jeez. Alright. We're gonna have to end up connecting power up over here anyways, and I know that as soon as this industry starts coming in, we're gonna run out of power pretty much right away, which is going to be fun. Alright. These power lines aren't cheap either, so I need to be careful about that, and that looks good. So I think that's good. Sorry, I was just looking at my phone there. Alright, so we got that. We got that. What's our population at? 37. Imagine living in a town of 37. But this should kind of kick things off a little bit. Wow, you see that plane? Didn't that kind of dive bomb? Yeah, it did. That was crazy. Alright. We don't have much. Oh yeah, we have stuff building in. Of course, they build in away from where the power source is. Why? I don't get that. At least build closer over here so I don't have to destroy the area. No? Yeah? Huh? Maybe? No? Fine. Fine. It's like, oh, we're gonna build, but we're not gonna build to where there's power already, because that would make too much sense. Make way too much sense. There we go, got traffic coming in already. Are we turning a profit yet? We could probably get away with taxing a little bit more. Trying to be very careful because it likes to just spike off sometimes. So we're gonna charge everybody 1% more. Industry, we're gonna charge 2% more. And hopefully that'll get us to profitability here fairly quick before they start demanding a whole bunch of services or fires start breaking out in the city. We'll find out. Alright, so industry pretty well built up and then stopped real quick, which is okay. Traffic is doing alright, which is good. We just have to watch this area. So this is going to, I think I'm going to follow the same kind of guideline I did with the last city I was doing with this. So this first one is going to be an over and under. So this one's going to get on 6, this is going to come up 6. But this is going to come up and then it's actually going to drop down to 12 below and become sunken all the way past this interchange. And this is actually going to probably become a stack or some sort of 4-way interchange. And this is going to come around. Now, what I'm kind of thinking is that this is going to end up curving more up this way, and then maybe we'll have a freeway up here, or a highway anyways, up there. It may not be full freeway up in here somewhere. And then we'll go from there. So, just because we're going to need a lot of cross-traffic. And the reason why I'm thinking that is because otherwise we're not really going to have too much. Let's call this north. I'm not sure which way is north, but let's just call this north. So we're not going to have too much of a north-south connection for these guys as it is. So I think that if we can kind of curve this around, we can kind of get a lot of people, maybe. Or we might just kind of stick to the straight and narrow. I'm not sure yet. I really don't know yet. Alright, so we have industry build or commercial coming in. We have people coming in. We have, I'm assuming we have industry coming in. Let's, I knew it. Power's gone. Water is still good, so that's good. We're almost turning a profit. We are almost turning a profit. Alright. Wow, this is all windy out here. Maybe we should build, we'll build one more of these. And then, as time is needed, did that give us enough electricity? Oh, barely. Barely enough. Alright. So, these guys, just want to double check, yeah. It's going to get a little rough here in a minute as the population grows. I'd say once it hits about 1,000 to 2,000, that's when we're really going to start feeling it. It's telling me about all the new and wonderful buildings because this is a new save. That's something that I need to see if there's a mod for that. That gets really annoying each time you start a new save and instantly power problems again. Okay. That's kind of what I was expecting. Alright. So, where are we going to put power plants? I think we're going to put the water sewage treatment plant thing over here. And that needs to be all on its own away from industry because it does get affected by pollution. Guess I learned the hard way. You know, it almost makes me want to see if there's like a mod that I can just get power. Oops, sorry, I hit the microphone. Power from the external city, but still have some money taken out of the budget for it. Just because most cities, in retrospect, don't produce their own power. They just buy credits for it, so just trying to think of where to build a power plant. I mean, we could build power like right here next to the freeway, And that actually might be okay, and then we kind of keep it to its own entity. And I think that might be actually be good because of trying to get supplies and stuff to it. That sometimes can be a little bit of a problem. So I guess we start by building a power plant right here. What I would like to do is use this guy instead. Yeah, that works. Okay. Let's see here. If we go to power and we go to, I think coal. Yeah, let's do coal. Let's do that. Let's run a new power line out this way. Let's run it across the freeway. And let's just connect it straight away into here. Alright. And then this guy will need to connect up to here, so that way when I delete this, it's still abridged. And we'll delete this guy out over here, so hopefully we'll start turning a profit before too long. And we can start putting down some education and whatever else that we need in the city. We could we? No, not yet. I was kind of hoping we can get away with cutting that power line and just running it across the road, but no, not happening. So we should have enough power, right? Okay, we got more than enough power, which is good. We could almost turn down the budget, but I don't like doing that because I always forget to turn it back up. That's the main thing. It's just because I'm an idiot. Almost out of coffee. That's great. Oh yeah, look at the traffic coming down there. And it's fine. There's no traffic lights or anything, but it is eventually going to become a problem. It's just going to be so much traffic coming down there that, you know, cars trying to turn left and stuff, and cars trying to turn out of here, it's going to cause a problem, and it's just going to make sense to have 2 lanes and traffic lights and all that stuff. But we don't have to worry about that right now because honestly, until we hit about 7,000 people or so, that's usually when I notice that traffic starts becoming questionable to an extent. It of course varies on city to city, but that just seems like the point. I always see that traffic starts becoming something you have to focus on for a little bit. Alright, we get it. All new buildings, great. Okay. So that's all building and good. Wow, look at the traffic going by on that freeway there. Yeah, the city I was building before this off camera also had like a weird traffic bug, I want to say. That looks alright. Okay, it just looked a little weird. Where, I mean, honestly, there was not a lot of traffic in the city. It was really strange. Like, there was a lot, but just not as much as I expected. And I kind of feel like that's with the game in general. I feel like there's traffic is kind of dumb, and then also there's just not a huge amount of it like you would expect, especially when you do something like this where you build these guys up here and then you take and build industry down here. It's just like you would expect a lot of traffic going down that way, but no, not always. What's your deal? Oh, this is my favorite bug. I think this is by the RICO mod, and that is a problem. So we need to, I think, yeah, that's crime. Okay, that's just where I have to actually click on like a park or a grave or a ploppable building, let's say, to gain access to clicking on these growable buildings. It's just weird. It's just strange. I don't question it, I just go along with it. So now if I click on this guy, you can see we get the pop-up. And now if I click on this guy, now we get the pop-up. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's the RICO mod, because I remember seeing that. When I disabled it at some point, I was like, oh, that works now. And then when I re-enabled it, it stopped working. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Alright. So that should start sorting that out in a minute. We're still turning a profit, and we have fire, which I knew was coming. I knew that was coming. I think we're going to place this guy by here too. Just for now, we'll sort that stuff out later on, but you know, it's definitely, it's once they start complaining about this stuff, that's the time that's usually good to put, you know, that stuff in. I mean, why would you want to pay for it if you don't need it? It's just kind of what I expect. Nice fire right next to the riverside here. Alright, so that's looking good. We definitely have commercial demand, didn't we? We've already used up all of our commercial plots. That's crazy. Alright. Well, we could use more residential as well. So let's go and do that. I don't think we can get all the way over there. It's going to slowly be less and less as we get closer to the freeway. You know, what I plan for with that sunken highway should be pretty good, because it'll allow us to have a bunch of overpasses and stuff on these regular roads, which will make crossing the freeway a lot easier, especially if we make this kind of like more of the central downtown, because I think we're going to probably put some of the offices and stuff on this side and kind of limit, or not limit, but put this side more towards residential and commercial. And accidentally just did that. Alright, so that looks good, that looks good. Let's go and come over one more like that. And we'll do that. Ooh, that, I knew I messed that up. I knew it, but I was like, oh, I don't think I did. But yep, I knew it. I should have trusted myself. Alright, and that's good. So let's do that. Let's do that. It should be fine. Okay, and then we can delete these guys. Oops. Out of here. And then that should fix that up. I mean, these power lines will fix up later, but right now I'm just focused on trying to get the city up and running. We can worry about making it look pretty afterwards. So we'll do that, and then we're going to do this one square right here. Yes, thank you. I know we have some brand new buildings. How exciting. Can't even afford them right now. Alright, they'll give us some more commercial, which is nice. And I just realized I just did a really smart thing, and I wasn't even really thinking about it. My brain just consciously did it, and that is building these lengthwise instead of up and down like I was fighting with myself, and you probably didn't even know it. I totally messed that up. Yes, I'm even that way about the pipes. I'm sorry. It's just the way I am. Alright. So that should give us some more housing. And we actually reached 1,000 people, which is nice. Which is really nice. So I think one of these roads are going to become another major arterial. Not sure which one yet. Maybe this one. It's kind of close. Well, it's not too close to the freeway. Yeah, it's probably this one. And maybe have it kind of... Yeah, you can have it come straight across, or you can kind of have it curve a little bit and then come straight down this way. And that can become part of that area as well. That's nice. That should be pretty good. I'll have to go load up the old city that I had, or that I was working on off camera, and compare it to this one. We get a little bit farther and see, and I might do a tour of that city if I can get it working properly. So, alright, well, I think I'm going to go to the episode there. That was a pretty lengthy episode, but I just wanted to kind of get somewhere in the city and not cut it too early. You know, I wanted to at least have some progress made. So, as always, guys, if you like the series, go to the like button, favorite, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. Definitely stay tuned for future episodes. And as always, thanks for watching.